All right, so we're going to have a look at There You Go, George. So, There You Go, George is a really fun piece. It's got a really strong beat in the left hand, and it's actually really nice to play. It's a great party piece. So, I'll try and play it just so you can hear it the whole way through, and then what we'll do is we'll tackle it in little sections. Okay, so here we go. That's it. So you'll hear a strong beat the whole way through, and then at the end it tapers away. So you'll see P, 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 pianissimo, very distant, and ral, so it gets slower. So you can take your time with that bit at the end, okay? But for this, we actually start learning it with our left hand first, and that's to get that nice strong rhythm, okay? And so the good thing about this is that even though it moves up and down, the rhythm and the fingers and everything that you play with pretty much stays the same. So once you get it, you keep it, okay? It's a bit like learning to ride a bike. You might fall off a few times at the start, but hopefully once it becomes clear, you should be able to just keep going with it, okay? I'm just going to switch my camera. Right, so where do we start? Okay, so it starts way down low, way even lower than where my camera is. So I'm just going to move it. Should have done this first. Oops. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. All right, so it starts way down here. All right, so this is middle C. This is the one down from middle C. So it starts on this G down here, right? So I've got my fifth finger on that, and I've got my thumb on D. Okay, so I'm making 5 and 1. And so I'm playing this rhythm. So I'm playing G D, G D twice, then A sharp, B. Yeah, and then I just repeat it. Okay, so that set of quavers that you play at the start, you just keep repeating. And that's the same, that left hand goes on like that until bar 5. And then it moves, but it's the same kind of pattern again on C, but it just keeps going. Okay, so I'm going to play bars 1 to 5. So it's in 4/4 time. So there's going to be 8 notes in each bar. So I'm going to be counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so G, D. All right, so I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars of that. So bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, and bar 5. Okay, so it sounds a bit like a train chugging along. All right, so that's pretty straightforward. And if you were practicing this within a week, that's all you do. Okay, so you just keep doing that until it becomes second nature, and you don't have to think about it, and your hand automatically does it. What I found when I was playing this first was I kept forgetting to play this twice. Okay, so I kept playing once and once, but it's twice. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's the way we want to play it. So that's bars 1 to 5. That's simple as. All right, then we move up to bar 6. So when I'm talking about bar 6, where are we? We're here. Okay, so this is bar 5, the first bar of the second line, and this is bar 6, where the F or forte is. Okay, that's bar 6. And so you're playing the notes C and G. So I've been down here, so now I need to move my hand up, and I'm going to put my fifth on C C, and my thumb on G, but I'm doing the exact same pattern. So I was down here, so I was going 5, 1, and then 3, 2, 5, 1, 5, 1, 3, 2, and I'm doing the exact same, 5, 1, 5, 1, 3, 2, and that just goes on like that, but there's only 2 bars, so you're playing that 4 times, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that brings you down to bar 6. Okay, then in bar 7, which is this one, which is where it says mezzo forte, this one here, the last bar on the second line in the left hand, you're back down to your original rhythm. And bar 9 is the same. So bars 8 and 9 are the same, and they go back down to the original place with G and D. All right, so you can see how quickly you can actually learn the left hand of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from bars 1 to 9. Right, and then the left hand does something a little different. Okay, so you can see here in bar 10 you don't have as much to do, bars 10 or 11. Okay, so you just have to play C, F sharp, because it's in the key signature, it's in the key of G, 1 sharp, F sharp, so C, F sharp and D, then 2 beats where your right hand is working, and then back to the same again. So this sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it sounds 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in bar 11 you're doing a similar pattern: B flat, E and C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this goes first in bar 10: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in that silence your right hand's doing lots of stuff up here, but we won't worry about that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then here in bar 12 where it says molto ral, you're back down to your original pattern just for 1 bar. So G and D, okay, and then what happens in the left at the end? So very little is the point. You play a G and D together, so this here, G and D, this is all tied the whole way along. So once you play that G, you hold it down with your little finger the whole way along. You play D on top and these notes, and when you get to the B again, you're just holding it down. So pretty much you're just playing this bar and then holding while your right hand finishes the piece here. Okay, so your left hand is just playing these notes to this end of this bar, and then you're just holding for full 8 beats. Okay, so what does that look like? So bar 13, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it won't be as awkward as that when you're playing it because your right hand will be working up here, but that's just to show you how long that you actually hold on to that left hand. So let's just play the left hand the whole way through. See, can you follow along on the page? that's the whole of the left hand. Now, it seems like a lot, but I know that I think everyone who's doing this has pretty much mastered that left hand. So it's just to be able to see what it looks like. So now we'll think about the right hand, okay? And for this, we can just go in and kind of do it together. It works best when we do it together in this piece. Just trying to get the camera right. Yeah, you have quite a span here, so it's quite hard. Maybe I'll switch to the other camera. You might be able to see just as well in the other camera. Okay, so you're up here, going C sharp and A sharp. So C sharp, A sharp, D, B, G, and then again C sharp, A sharp, D, B, and then you go B flat, D flat, C, A, G. So it has this nice So you just have to sort of practice that little section on its own. I will just show you that overhead with the right hand. All right, so if you can see, yeah, here. So 1, and there's a quaver rest, you're getting a half a beat in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and off for 2 beats, and your left hand will be playing, and then 1, same again in bar 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so it goes up this time instead of down. So bar 4 again, up, F and A, E and G, and D and F into bar 5. Okay, so that pattern stays the same. You might move, you're playing this the first time, and then you're going. But this pattern of a sixth, we're seeing a lot. So 6 notes between what you're playing, an interval of 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, an interval of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so when you get that shape, you don't really need to move your 5th thumb, 5th thumb, 5th thumb. Okay, so let's look at the right hand, just those 2 sections up to bar 5. And then okay, and then you're going up to F sharp and D, and you're doing the same thing again. E and G, C, then F sharp and D sharp, E and G, then E flat and G, same pattern, D and F, a 6th between, C and E, a 6th between. Okay. All right, and then in bar 8, you're back to the very start. It's exactly like it was in bar 2. Okay, and then you're doing this bit on your own in bar 10. So your left hand has gone, and then your right hand takes over with G sharp and E sharp. Now E sharp is another name for F. Okay, so E sharp raises it by 1 tone. So this is where E sharp is. Okay, so just watch the notes. So G sharp and E sharp, or it's the same as F. A and F sharp, D, and then E sharp and G sharp again, E and A. Okay, and then the next bar goes F sharp and D sharp with E, down to C. All right, and then you're back to C sharp and A sharp, which is actually the same as bar 4. the start of it anyway. No, it's actually the same as bar 2 again. Okay, so it seems like a lot, but I know everyone who's done this has got onto it really quickly. So what I'm going to do is play the right hand, just the right hand, up to bar 12. So that's it up as far as bar 12, and then the end is actually really easy. So you're on bar 13, fourth over to B flat, A, and then F and G together. Alright, so you're here at the start, fourth over to B flat, A, G. One more time. Last 2 bars, you're just going up to A sharp, so A sharp, and you're holding in the left, so you don't really need to think about the left, you're just reading the notes for the right. And because it's lento and soft, lento means slow, it's very soft, it's distant, and it's being held back, you can play it at your own pace. Okay, so just that section again. All right. Okay, so then we'll try and sort of put it together. Okay. So if I could, I'm gonna see if I can fix my camera. Okay, so maybe this angle's a little bit better. The camera is a little blurry in this just at the moment, but hopefully you'll get the general idea. So what we're doing is we're just going to put it together in sections. Okay, so the first part is just the left on its own, and then you come in with the little motif here. Right, so nice and slowly. Have your right hand ready, 1 bar in before your right hand joins. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 together. And the trick really is remembering those 2 the whole way through. Okay, so let's try that again from the start. And we're going on, bar 4. Up. So that brought us as far as bar 5. And if you're going to try or attempt this hands together, that's loads for a week. Okay, that's loads. So let's go again. 6, you're coming up and you're doing the same pattern with your left hand, and you're doing the same pattern with your right hand, just in a different place. So I hope you can see. I know this is blurry, but hopefully it gives a bit of an idea. So C, G, D sharp, F sharp. Okay, so one beat in, together. Okay, so just to do 6 and 7 again. So one beat in, and then every note is played together. And again, the trick really is playing those, making sure you're hitting those twice. So one beat and then together. One, together. And then we're back down in bar 8, and it's the same as bar 2. So we've done this before. This bit in bar 10 that I really like, so there's nothing together, it's left, okay, so G sharp and F, A and F sharp, and then D, and then you just repeat. Okay, so the left goes first, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so C, F sharp, D. Okay, 1. Okay, and then bar 11 does the same kind of thing, but you've got B flat, E and C. So B flat, E and C, yeah, with F sharp because it's in the key signature, and D. So okay, and the staccato in the bottom is important, because if you don't play it, it sort of blurs out what you're doing with your right hand. So let's try 10 and 11. Okay, and then you're back to the same as bar 2 again. This is the one that repeats a lot. So we're just going to go to the end of the line here. So we're one beat and then we're together. 1, together. And then we're into bar 13, which is the end. And we're just going to wait there for a minute. So I'm going to go do 9, 10, 11, and 12. So 9. So 9 is this. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 together. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and remember 4 over, 2 and 3 and 4 and so let's do 13 again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, so we'll just do 13 and then we'll go on. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now hold the left till you're done and the pedal. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, so just that lento at the end, so we're holding this. Okay, and that's it. That's it. So it's not too difficult. I know we went through that quickly, but hopefully you can split up, stop and pause at places in this video if you're stuck. But there you go, George. Everyone has been doing really well with there you go, George. So I think it won't be a problem for anyone. And it is a fun piece. So you really have to enjoy this one. And just practice little sections at a time. Right hand, left hand, together, little bits at a time. Okay? Have fun with this one. Bye.